do.
It does. This is the Florida Panthers. Well, the colors, the vibe. I'm all about it. I'm all in on the
R-
Panthers now. Huge fan. Big fan.
Right.
No more Bruins in my life.
No, it's just not worth it. You know, the
You got to
important
know when to fold them.
right.
That's
I'd
true
say
fandom.
I think we should try creating a new type of fandom, which is every year you just pick a team and you go hard. Like, but the catch is you can't lie about it. So if someone's like, "Oh yeah, you've always been a Panthers fan?" No, absolutely not. Nope. Beginning of every and just explain the process to people, give them a couple positives about it, and try to get people on the bandwagon.
Well, we all know people in our lives who, like, when you ask who their favorite teams are, they're like, oh, the Chicago Bulls, the Dallas Cowboys, the Atlanta Braves, and like the Miami Hurricanes. It's like, wait, those are all the teams that won the title in like '94 or
Right.
something like
Yes.
that. Why don't you
Yes.
just do that every year? Just be a
Right,
bandwagon fan every year. Like you should be a Chiefs fan or an Eagles fan now. Like
dude.
just keep up with the times. It's a good way to live.
More fans are disappointed year after year with their teams than not. So I argue just keep trying until you hit. And then when you hit, sell high. Fucking bail. Fucking
Yeah, yeah.
bail after they win.
Dude,
Like,
whoever jumped in on the Golden Knights a couple of years ago, Vegas,
oh,
like what a
absolutely.
wow, what a tortured fan base, right?
Right.
It took them 1 year to go to the finals and then like 3 years to win the cup. It's like that's
Yep.
it, I'm done. This is easy.
Right.
NHL fandom's easy.
Right, and it's all people like in the middle of nowhere, like in the desert and like West Coast, and they're like, dude, hockey is great. These people were right all along.
I
This
know.
is neat. And
Meanwhile, a
Coyote
Canadian team
fans are like,
hasn't
what?
won since yeah,
Coyote fans are like, what the
forever.
fuck? What was that all about?
You know.
Ah,
Yeah, we're
classic.
still on 23 or 23 of a Canadian team not winning the cup. And they are very passionate. It's like almost too
Right? Yeah.
much.
Guess what?
So
Their passion's worth. Dick.
we've got the
Absolute
Toronto Maple Leafs.
zero
The
payoff.
Leafs just celebrated their first round victory like they won the cup because they rarely even win in the first round. They haven't won the cup since
Dude.
'67, and now they're going against my Panthers in the second round.
And
So
they
they're in
struggled in
trouble.
game six. Game six looked like they were gonna fuck it up. But
They did make it look hard, and the problem, God, it's like it's so hard to watch your boy on another team do well and help them succeed. The what the This fucking sucks too is that I have to cheer for them at least for another round because if the Panthers get through the second round with Marchand, then it turns into a first round draft pick. So they really get you by the balls. They twist it. Like, just in case it wasn't bad enough that it went to the rival, you need to cheer for us as a team. You're going to want us to win. It's like,
you're
that
saying
hurts.
cheer for Panthers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a conditional pick, right? So you need the Panthers to keep
hmm
winning right now, and it's like, ah,
Yeah.
it hurts. Ah,
Yes,
fuck.
it hurts. It hurts so much.
Yeah.
Um, Love the playoffs. Great game seven last night. Just really day to day counting the value of my cards here. So I hope it's all stonks. Sell your Miko Rantanens today, everybody. Hat trick in the third period. It's never going to be more
I know.
valuable.
That's wonky. That's wonky. Good ending. Good story. Good
But we
writing. Good
love the
writing. I
playoffs.
assume everything's like the
Yeah,
WWE now.
yeah,
That was
great.
good
Yeah, yeah.
writing. That was
Great,
great writing.
great storyboarding. I mean,
Yeah.
they knew. You could tell. Like you can always tell who's going to lose at the beginning. Like it's all the way they stand for the national anthem. Like if they're like really moving their skates back and forth real fast as they're standing there, it's like you can tell they're excited for what's about to happen. Do you ever try to read into that for a title fight for a
I
WWE
mean,
match? Like when they give over the title, it's like, ooh, can you tell this is the last time they're going to hold it for a while or not?
oh
Like
no,
are
but
they?
now I want to. Now I want to like check demeanors and just make awesome like fan theory stuff.
Yeah.
I need a live. I need to come up with making money off of
Mm.
being live streaming WWE events and just going fucking bonkers chaos theory and stuff. Because that's the best
so
thing.
many people
Great,
that do
again,
it too.
wrestling fandom you can fuck with so bad because there's a lot of dumb people, and I'm not saying I'm not one of them, but like wrestling fans can be tricked into believing anything. So if you have chaos theory, one is that some people will believe you. Two, even if you're joking, people will get really upset about your joke and like aggressively defend it. Like, so there's and all these people, if they make $500 a month, they spend $700 a month on wrestling and don't bat an eyelash. They don't give a fuck. Like, so there's money to be made in wrestling and taking advantage of wrestling fans. And so now I think that's what my next personal project is going to be. I found my hobby.
Give me a
We were talking about me needing to get a hobby. I found my hobby. Cue the music.
Like
Pretty good.
I confuse my priorities. Isn't it supposed to come to me? Yes, this is how it's meant to be. Every little thing flashing on a screen.
Sweet. Still relevant. I'm playing a game this podcast where I'm trying to get through it without shitting my pants. It's fun.
I've
It's a
played
new
that
hobby,
game
too.
on our
It's another
podcast.
hobby.
Now you're just labeling it. I've played that game on our podcast where like at the end I'm shaking, I'm sweating bullets. It's because I've had to crap.
I'm joking.
Totally, yeah. Well, so yesterday I was like, why does my back hurt? Lower back and like my abdomen. And I think I just had really terrible like 40-something man gas yesterday that just required me to use a heating pad. That's what kind of day I had, and I'll tell you why. Because the night before, for the first time in a long time, I ate some McDonald's. I had myself a double QP, whatever, with Ches, Avec Fromage, as they say. And
Fromage.
yeah. And like I had like a nice hearty root beer and some chicken. They have these chicken tendies now, so I had a couple of those. And that was not worth it. And it hit me later in the day yesterday. It took a while. And now today it's like, I think it's moving, and now it's percolating. So that's why I'm wearing this hat right now. Because I haven't showered yet. Because I am going to go back to the gym today. Because that's how much of a piece of shit I feel like. I was waiting for the moment, you know. It's like, I haven't really been active. I've had the time. I've just been like, I felt like in a way I burned myself out last year going really hard. And I didn't have good balance with anything else in my life. And then I kind of went the other way. And I was like, this is fun.
Oh, that's
that's
how I do everything.
Yeah. It's like the last 6 months of barely going to the gym and eating more liberally is a delight. And now the pendulum's going back. I was like, I knew I would be inspired at some point and be like, I'll go back to the gym when I feel like I need to. And after yesterday, I feel like I need to. I was like this is bad. This is bad. I don't like the way this feels. Yeah. You need something. You just need like I wouldn't say it's a rock bottom or even just like a bot. It's just a reminder that this body is not made for quarter pounders with cheese. I can just keep the pendulum swinging that way and just lean into it.
Right.
I can turn my tummy into just a hard, what would you call it? Like a cacophony of McDonald's ingestion. Just make it, just truly
it passes. As we know, gas and other ailments do pass. So you're like, you don't feel like shit all the time. But when you feel like shit, it's just, can you feel like shit and really process how bad you feel enough to go, I don't want to do this again. Like, this is growing weary. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
well, now it's
plus I got to move just
it's
like
finding that
get all moving down there.
It's finding that middle ground, man, where you're like, I'm excited for gym days and I'm excited for days off. That's how it's got to feel. I'm excited to go to the gym. I'm excited to have a day off. On your day offs, you don't turn into a schlub and like go too crazy, but you don't worry about it as much. When you go to the gym, do things like go to the gym, and you're like, oh man, I still kind of want like a decently questionable dinner and stuff. Okay, just don't steer too hard into it. Like I feel the best when I do make a couple good decisions a day, health-wise. Like, because I'll admit, like, it's hard. It's hard in the heat of the moment. Like, especially because I try to do it, like, with me starting work at 8:30, I try to exercise. I'm more likely to get myself to exercise before work as opposed to after. I'm really bad at exercising after work, especially since I work at home. Because it used to be I'll stop at the gym on the way home. So it was like I can't relax yet because it's still almost part of my work day. I can't do that when I work from home. That's taken away from me. So I have to get up and walk and stuff like that. But other ones are like, if I go out and get a bite to eat, what's that side? Or like, what am I putting on? Like, it's right not the problem's not that you're getting a burger, Jeff. The problem is like, all right, get the burger, but like get the healthier side. Like, yeah, those fries look really good, but you know what? Get the healthier side. So you make decisions like that, and then psychologically, I feel better about it. I'm like, yeah, it could have been a healthier meal, but I also am not guilting myself, and that's my biggest part of it. Is if I think the physical makes me feel bad, don't worry, the mental makes me feel 12 times worse.
Well, yeah, and then it's like, well, it makes it easier if you're not doing it, you know. Whatever series of decisions I make, personally, I know they compound. So it's like I can tell when I'm on a good groove, or you know, last year when I was really active, it would be those things of like I wouldn't even eat like I was just thinking of like soup, a side soup, and it's like, but if it's broccoli and cheddar, like what's the point? Why would you even do that? You know, it's like just adding in dairy and cheese. Who needs that? Or even like in the break room, we have all these free snacks, but it's like, would you grab the Nutri-Grain bar that has like 20 grams of sugar in it, or a string cheese, or do you got to stick with the carrots and hummus? And those are the things that I think about all the time. And when I don't think about them, I like, it's more fun, but then it's like my pants are getting tighter, and not in the fun way. You know, it's like everything fits a little differently, and it's like that's not fun either. So, is life just a perpetual cycle of trying to find balance until you die? I don't know. Is that what we do?
Yes, absolutely. I think anyone who claims they they've figured it out is either a liar or they're an asshole. And if you're like, Jeff, why is that person an asshole if they figured it out? Because if they did figure it out and they're not sharing exactly how I can do it, then you're being selfish and keeping it to yourself. So
I cannot talk about it without crying.
It's fucking brutal, dude. Like, everything's a fucking guessing game. Everything. But yeah, I hear you.
I think it's also, do you well, here it's been like, I think I'm doing the count, I think I mentioned before, of how many nice days we have in a year. And I'd say if I was generous, I would say maybe there's been 5 up here this year. Maybe. And I'm talking like temperature, sunshine, not over, like last Sunday, it was nice. I was like 70 degrees, sunny, cloudy, but it was like 40-mile-per-hour wind. So I went fishing. I could like barely cast. Like if I would have went to try to go kayak, I would have been just shoved around. So it doesn't count as a nice day for me. You have to be able to do stuff outside when it's nice outside. So that doesn't count. So it's been, part of that is like this, just the hibernation sickness, the disease of the winter, and just wondering how many more years I could do of this, really, because it does, like, I mean, I would say it prevents activity, but that's just me making an excuse for it. But it doesn't encourage it. I mean, now at least we have a lot of sunlight now, so I'm happy about that. Or at least like it's not as dark all the time, but it hasn't been cooperative. Like it's still like cold and wet on so many days when I used to like would have been running and stuff like that. And again, excuses, but that's why it's more heroic what I'm doing now to overcome it, I guess is what I'm saying. Like really, like,
wow.
Yeah.
Very conservative approach. Yeah, I mean, we hit 80s yesterday, down here, but it also comes with
Oh,
humidity. So yeah, I agree. The winter months are the real villain in all of this. Yeah, nice days. You find out that the term "nice day" is very fleeting if you want it to be actually what you would consider
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
But some positives. You mentioned chicken tenders earlier, and I want to mention something that I don't think I mentioned at all on the last pod about my
Okay.
trip to Syracuse and the wedding. So, the day before the wedding, myself, Caitlin, the Bob, and the Beth with Bob, we're looking for something to do in the early afternoon. And so we're like, oh, let's walk and see if there's something in downtown Syracuse that we can go to. And we found a place called Three Lives. And I didn't think anything about it when I think Beth found it on Google. And so she's like, oh, it looks like they have food. And we're like, okay, we'll get a small bite to eat. And we go. And the sign for the bar has 3 digital hearts like Zelda. And I'm like, oh, so we go in, arcade cabinets, and always love it, a menu where the items are like play on words with video game stuff. And they had something, and so we both ordered because of the charm of it, the Super Nintendies, which were chicken tenders. And actually, bonus is that the food was actually good. They had lots of different sauces to choose from. And the arcade cabinets were interesting. They had the quality go-tos, which is important to get the masses in. You got your Super Nintendo, not Super Nintendo, excuse me, Street Fighter 2, Mortal Kombat 2. Then you had like Dig Dug, Pac-Man, Galaxian. Then there was some Japanese game that was really intense and it was like you're like a motorcycle. I think it was called this sounds really inappropriate and this is not the way to do it, but who cares? It's like Black something. And it was like a guy on a motorcycle and all you did was move the motorcycle up and down and try not to crash. But it was actually really pretty entertaining. But the weirdest aspect of this is that, and I don't know if this is popular, and I kind of want to, you're more into this world than I am, so I want to know if this would intrigue you. There were like 3 gaming Twitch streams up that you could just watch gamers streaming different games, like in the bar.
Could you tell? I mean, you probably don't know any of them, do you, really? Or did you recognize any of them? You don't really watch it, right?
No.
That is, I guess they're going for a fully like all-encompassing gaming world. They do need to have the consoles at the bar. Like, I would love to, when we go back.
I do like that.
When I go back to Philly, I would like to go to that. No, wait, I'm thinking of a place in Boston. Never mind. But we do.
I was gonna say we had Barcade that we went to.
That was solid. Yeah, that was a good one. Actually, relatively pretty cheap for we didn't even use all our tokens. I remember that.
No, in fact, I still got them. I still got like 30 tokens to there.
I gave mine to a young woman turning 21. And all I needed was the smile on her face. And she was very happy. Just sugar daddy. Just sugar daddy things. Just a 40-something.
Hey, baby, here's some
woman,
tokens.
$4.25 and sugar. Hey, do spend it all in one place. Do that. Treat yourself. Treat yourself. Have yourself a night. But I would like to go to there, but I think I told you in Boston they had the bar called Versus that my buddy Jordan and I paid to go in, a cover charge, and we were like, what the fuck? And we were like, we're already here, it's $5. Then you went in, everything was free play, and they had like consoles on the bars, and the back TVs were hooked up to the consoles, like the PS5s and all that stuff.
That's really cool.
That was a cool way to do it too. But Barcade will have to visit. We're gonna have just a fun weekend. I can really feel it. Just really a robust series of activities, or we'll get our ass kicked on night one and just recover. Either way, we have seats reserved, and that's great. So what was the pay structure for the games in there? Was it by the quarter, or could you just play for free?
No, it was by the quarter. So that was interesting, but you know, I wonder about who's opening these things, and being a smaller venue, I wonder if it does have a chance and stuff like that. Like, that's the thing is, like, I think, like, really cool niche ideas also unfortunately just fail miserably. Like, I don't know anything about how business works, but I feel like bars are one of those things where the chances are is if I'm intrigued by it, it's probably going to close. Like, the ones that stay open are the ones that are just staples. And it's just, I don't know. Like, and I literally thought of that while I was there. I'm like, this is a really good idea. Probably why it's going to fucking fail within the next 6 months. Like, that's how my brain works.
I don't go there a lot, but to Syracuse, but you know,
Yeah.
if they got some pinball tables, I'd visit it. It's tough. Even though, like, do you feel like barcades are oversaturated now, even, or what makes a good one? What's your ideal like balance between the bar offerings and the gaming situation?
I 100% think it should be free to play. I do. I think that's a
With a
vibe,
cover?
and I think, yeah, exactly. Do a cover.
Like 10
That's
bucks
fine.
a person or 20. I'd go in
'Cause
for 20. I was gonna be there for a while.
I've gone to them. There was one called 16-bit in Cincinnati that was very similar to what you're talking about. Consoles, couple consoles at a wicked long bar, couple consoles set up, and everything else free to play except pinball. Pinball was pay to play. And you'd think like, well, everyone's gonna wanna like line. It doesn't. You might have to wait maybe 5 minutes, but kind of people play and then they just get bored and stop playing. Like, no one goes, all right, we're going with a squad. We're gonna. I mean, I'm sure some people do, but I didn't come across like the, all right, we're gonna commandeer X-Men with all 6 controllers, and we're not gonna give it up until we beat the game. You could, and no one's gonna really say anything, but people get bored and they just kind of go to the next one to play some nostalgic. So, like, I don't think the run on games is ever a problem for like the consumer issue. So I'd like to see more of that. I don't think you could feasibly do like, unless like you paid to reserve areas, like you couldn't do like couches in front of games, because I think that would turn into a thing. That might make it hard, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's tough
I wish
to think
there was
about. I
more,
don't know
like,
what would be the best model.
it's tough because it's pricey, but because I remember, going to arcades, playing all the stand-up cabinets like the Ninja Turtles, the Street Fighters, or even some of the basic shooter ones like the Time Crisis. But it'd be fun to like go to one that had like all the ones that used to be like $3 a game, like Jurassic Park. You know, those ones that you sit in, and all it was just a way to get more money. You could play as well as you could, and you still wouldn't matter. You'd still die. It's just the way it goes, and it's just a total like slot machine. You just got to keep funneling it. Like, it'd be fun to have some of those at a bar where you could just endlessly play and try to actually get through it. Because I don't think I've ever done it.
Who's seen the end of those games?
I know.
Who's ever seen the end of those games? It might not even
Yeah.
be written.
It might not. There was, speaking of, like the idea that cool bars shut down. One of my favorite ones in Austin was called Fourth Tap, and it was a brewery in the north part of the city, and like Brett and his bands played there. He always had shows there, so he always had music. They also had PWR, the Party World Wrestling. So in their brewery room, they had a real wrestling room, and they would host shows like every few months, and like there would be like 2,000 people there to like watch this wrestling. It was more like a comedy wrestling, but that's where like, who's the pizza dude, the Luigi pizza dude? That's sort of an indie guy.
Yeah, I know.
Like, he
Yeah.
just spins pizzas while he's wrestling, all that shit. Like he would go there. There's a bunch of like wild characters. So they had that. Then they had a gaming station where they had like a console. So the guy who owned it was like a hardcore gamer, but like an indie gamer. So he would have this like console set up that would house like all these ROMs of like classic games, but also like a bunch of indie games and stuff. So you go there. They had board games. They had everything you want, like every kind of amenity you could ever want, and their beer was good. And it still went out of business. It's like, well, how do you, like, it's so hard to, I mean, I know Austin's a specific market because it's like so many breweries and stuff like that, but it's like, in terms of a place to go to do shit that had good beer, it's like, you couldn't have done much better than they did, and it still didn't work.
I think you have to go, like, yeah, that's the problem, is like the risk involved is tough, because I would love a place that's like more like chaotic too, of like, who knows what, like plan some things on some nights, but if there aren't plans, just also just sporadically do stuff. Like the bar should, like, I don't know, like spontaneous. We went to one dive bar that used to have bingo on Wednesdays, and like we would make an effort to go there because there was like 15, 20 people playing bingo. And if you won a round of bingo, you just got like I think it was like a free pitcher. And so the bar's not fronting a lot, but it's like it got people in just to play fucking bingo. Like, who gives a shit? Like, do small stuff like that, and I think that builds well. Or, like, have consoles. All right, don't have any cabinets. Have consoles with games, and then just host mini tournaments. Play on everyone's nostalgia. Be like, yo, $20 to enter this tournament. You get a free pint of whatever you want to drink. And winner gets, and then just name some stupid prize. Like, have tournaments of just ridiculous games and everything. Like, just, I want to go out and enjoy myself because I want to get out of the house. But sometimes you just go to like an establishment and you're like, okay, now what? Like I don't know. Like,
having more table stuff would be good, like
entertained.
interactive. Like maybe tablets at tables, like any kind of games like that like the whole bar can play, but then you can choose to play or not. It's not like, you can get involved if you want to for a minute, for like 5 minutes, and then duck out. Or it's like, you ever do quick draw in New York State, the lotto thing?
Yeah.
Like that's kind of fun, like gambling, just like stuff like that.
The old Buffalo Wild Wings trivia games used to be rad. Like that system is what you're talking
That's
about.
right.
Just have a unit at the table, and you're playing against other people in the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be rad to do. Like that stuff I like because it's just like, all right, trivia is easy because you can play if you want to play and you don't have to play if you don't want to play. Like that's why trivia works at bars, is because it's not really like team trivia is the easiest thing in the world to bring to bars, but you gotta have something. There's got to be something specific about your bar.
Some kind of races or getting involved with animals in some kind of thing. Like in Texas, there was a thing. I don't know if it's made its way around the country, but I think it started there. You're saying because of races? That's what you said?
Yeah.
That's why you made a face. I meant no. You're thinking negatively. I'm thinking of racing little animals against their will, not racial things. Yes. So whether you get like little bunnies in a little maze or something, little rats, or in Texas there was this thing called chicken shit bingo. You'd go to and they'd have chickens, and like you'd buy a ticket with a number on it, and whichever one it shat on in the course of time, like that person won. So you just like keep doing that over and over again, kind of thing. Or even as simple as having like the DVD logo on a screen and waiting for it to hit the corner, and somehow like maybe you bet when it happens, or everybody drinks, or everybody gets like, if you buy your drink within 2 minutes of it happening or something like that, you get half off or some kind of, it just takes a lot of effort. So I think
I don't think it does take a lot. Well, yeah, I don't think it takes a lot of effort. It takes the want to like be creative. Like, so now you say that, like, I don't know what the rules and regulations are, but fuck them. Like, in all honesty, fuck legalities. You have to bend the rules if you want to. Or they need to like amend the rules, but I think we need more specials on drinks for like, and like, listen, we can frequent flyer club everything else under the sun. I want to see more memberships to bars. That's what I think needs to be done. I think bars need to be able to do memberships, because I'm pretty sure legality, right? There's a lot of red tape with buying a membership into a bar. I think that like mug clubs and stuff have to have very specific parameters, I think, in a lot of states. But let's take out those parameters. If you want to make like a membership card, you can be bronze level. You can earn your way to bronze level. You can earn your way to silver level, or if you have to like pay to gold or something like that. Like, I want weird deals on certain days for members. I want members to have their own t-shirts and hats and stuff like that. So like, I think that's always been a cool thing. But also like just movie nights at the bar. Why can't we just do that? Why can't a bar be like, guys, come in Friday, we're gonna do Ocean's 11. There'll be Ocean's 11 themed drinks, even if they're just renaming normal drinks to be Ocean's 11 themed. Or, if you get a discount if you come as a character or something like that. Like, Just do stupid,
yes.
lazy novelty stuff for like in movies. Dude, everyone loves nostalgia. So 80s, 90s, 2000s movies. You have an endless amount of movies and just play a different movie every night and have that be themed. Like, do stuff like that. Give me a reason to be like, I had no need to go out and I don't even want to drink, but I just want to be in that atmosphere. Bars can do that. And that's why I say it's a good thing for bars, because bars can do that kind of nonsensical thing of having a themed night. Like, I don't know what else you would do that would have a themed night other than a bar. So it's not even about the drinking. It's just about the atmosphere.
It'd be fun to do like have something on the screens around the whole restaurant, but you have to pay to have it switch, but it escalates all night. So the first person comes in, pays $1, then $2, and then a few hours later, maybe you're at like $40 to change it, or
that would actually be pretty funny.
Really insane. So it's fun. Like if I'm a bar, you just get crazy. So people are in there for a UFC fight, and someone's like, "Here's $110. Put on the Golden Girls," something like that. Just to, like fuck over the bar, and then somebody's gonna come in and pay it. They're gonna pay over.
Well, because they're gonna put their money together to get it switched back, and it just turns into chaos.
Or just Sunday Night Football or something like that. That's what you want, just chaos.
For sure.
And but then by the end of the night, later on, after the game, people are really fucked up, and then they do want to actually watch the Golden Girls, or they want to watch Grandma's Boy or something like that, or just throw on Ridiculousness or whatever else is on MTV. I'm just kidding. It's Ridiculousness. The Ridiculousness.
Whatever's else on MTV. There is nothing else. It's just Ridiculousness.
Yeah, Barcade.
Okay,
Let's
so
do
good.
that.
We have some ideas.
Add it to the list.
We have some ideas. Good.
We've got a Metallica concert, 2 of them, and a Limp Bizkit concert to go to, and the Barcade, and seeing a movie. Mm-hmm. The Tim Robinson, Paul Rudd vehicle. It's very exciting. I'm actually really looking forward to that. I don't know why. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And getting some merch. So I've noticed around town a lot of people rocking Metallica shirts. These last couple weeks around the central New York region, a lot of people bought them. And I was thinking, I was in a YouTube vortex the other day, and I started to watch who I hadn't even thought about in a long time, like Led Zeppelin, like old Led Zeppelin live performances.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, oh yeah, fuck, these guys are good. I forgot. I was like, ever listened to A Whole Lot of Love? Like, I feel like when I was a kid or a teenager, I listened to it, I was like, oh, this is a good riff. This is a cool song. And now I watch it, having been removed from it for a while, and I was like, oh, this is just about boning. And I was like, if you were some lady in the 70s watching Robert Plant perform this on stage, it would be tittillating. And I was like, this whole thing is just like, it's total, like just a song about just hot, sweaty sex lovemaking. And I was like, that'd be a pretty excellent song. I'd be hard pressed to think of a better song about just getting down. You know, I mean, there's a lot of them, but just the energy of it and the performance of it was pretty wild. And I was like, why don't we? I feel like when we were growing up in middle school, high school, like Led Zeppelin had their like renaissance for people our age, but I feel like I haven't seen that in a while. Like, are they done? Is Led Zeppelin like cooked? Who's the? I don't know.
Like,
who are the old bands? I mean, Nirvana has a lot of shirts around. Yeah. There's a lot of Nirvana shirts. You see those everywhere. For some reason, we went over for the Def Leppard shirts, but no Led Zeppelin anymore. I feel like I never see anything about it.
No, it's I think we're too far removed. I don't know if people I would be hard pressed to talk to people in their 20s and actually be surprised if they'd never heard of Led Zeppelin. Like, that would not surprise me these days. Like, it really wouldn't. I think because too is that, think about it, is that we grew up, yes, there was of course pop and hip hop, but we still had rock in general as a prominent vehicle for our high school days, college days. Rock was still relevant. Dude, there's barely even rock and roll anymore in any way, shape, or form. Like, the closest thing to like rock is like, I don't know, Imagine Dragons. Like, what the fuck? Like, Greta Van Fleet.
Look up as you're talking.
Greta
the
Van
Billboard,
Fleet, whatever the fuck it's called. Like,
let's see if there's any Billboard hit.
Yeah, so like now, like classics now is like Green Day and Blink-182 are seen as like the old rock and roll groups now.
Oh, is that like Benson Boone song? Is that considered?
What the fuck is Benson Boone?
More like so that Those beautiful, beautiful things. Ah, wow.
I don't. That's.
It's in a bunch of
I'm
me.
sure you are
It's hot.
butchering it.
No, it sounds exactly like that. More, it's a lot of country, a lot of pop. I'm not really seeing any rock bands. Is Lady Gaga the closest to rock and roll that we have?
Dude, I've seen
No?
Morgan Wallen's name on the top 24 times. That has a guitar. Oh, nope, never mind. 6 times. Post Malone
Wow.
featuring Morgan Wallen.
Yeah.
That's a nice song.
No,
I like
yeah,
that song.
I'm not
I had
seeing
some help.
any.
I like that one. Lady
Cray
Gaga
all
has a
over.
song called Abracadabra. Is that a Steve Miller cover?
I'm
I'm guessing it's not.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not seeing any in the top 80. Let me see. Billboard top rock charts. Hot rock songs. Number 1, Hosier.
Who?
Hosier? Or Hosier? Remember?
You don't even know how to pronounce the artist.
I'm looking like a gold in the start of my life.
Oh,
that
that
guy?
thing.
He's got one called
That
Too
song.
Sweet. So that's it. That's the state of rock music, I guess.
Ugh, wow.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah.
I did
it's not-
watch.
it's not good.
I watched.
One time. What?
I did
What?
watch the Lady Gaga Coachella performance on YouTube.
Okay.
It
How'd
was
that
pretty
go?
rocking. I'll say she actually uses a live band, which I was very impressed. I mean, not impressed. She does everything very well. Like it's a whole production, but she's got the drums, the guitars, everything, and they shred. I'll say that. She's got some songs with some shreddy licks, even though a lot of it is pop. So that's why I was like, she might be the closest to a rock star that we have right now.
You know what it is I think she's kind of. I think there's an element of like the John Mayer effect to her. And what I mean is that like when she came onto the scene, it was like, okay, this is another artist of this. And she got really huge. And then when she got big enough and rich enough, she was allowed to do other things, which I think she wanted to do more than the original music she did. And everyone already gave her all the street cred, so they liked everything else that she did. Whereas if she's tried starting with that, it would have never worked. Like John Mayer. John Mayer has like when John Mayer burst on the scene, it was like, I'm going to get in your pants rock. That's all it was. Right. And then all of a sudden, he's just like, the John Mayer trio came out, and it was like bluesy rock. And I'm like, yo, this is the same dude? And now he tours with like Dead and Company or Dead and Friends and stuff. And I'm like, oh, you're just a really good like rock guitarist who had to break into the scene just like playing that pop stuff for a while so that you could get your name out, get rich, and then you had the money to do all the passion projects you wanted to do. And I think Lady Gaga is the same. So like, I think in general, she is a very easily likable person as kind of how she burst on the scene being more like, look at me. Like, I think it's actually like, oh, okay. You know what? You're just, yeah. Right. And now it's, even as an actress, I don't think she's phenomenal as an actress, but I don't dislike her in movies or anything. Like, I think she's good enough.
She's one of the better crossovers, for sure.
Yeah.
It's very good.
So I like that. And that doesn't surprise me that she uses a live band. Good for her.
Did you ever have in college any of those kids? 'Cause John Mayer probably came from this doing the acoustic, and then like all the girls loved it because he was talented enough. And then, did you ever have any of the John Mayer copycats or wannabes in college that had an acoustic guitar in their dorm room and were singing John Mayer songs?
No. What I had a fraternity brother who did bust out the acoustic guitar when he would get drunk, but you got to think it was early 2000s, and he was passionate about like emo and like pop punk. So that's what he rocked out in the middle of a party. He'd start busting out some Dashboard and stuff like that. And I'm like, Tones, put away the guitar, man. Dude, like, and It's because he does love music. Like he keeps playing. He's been in different iterations of different bands and stuff, but he's got the made for emo whiny voice singing. I'm not saying he's a bad singer. I'm saying that's his style of singing. And like he would get hammered and just start fucking singing dashboard songs. And I'm like, dude, this is not getting me pumped up. This is just making me sad. Like, please stop.
Yeah, that's what the way it was. Like, all the John Mayer guys, like, be sitting around with like, I don't know, like 12 people, 15 people, and then you start playing, and it's like clearly this dude's just playing for like the two girls that are hanging out all the John Mayer songs and trying to be real sexy with it, and they're just like, oh. All right, we're good here. Thank you. How about a song everybody can sing to? that we all know.
Do that,
or just strum. Do a little background strum, but don't. As soon as he jumps into the singing part. And as soon as he locks and gets that attention from one of the girls, it's over. He's locked in. Doesn't matter. Nothing else is happening around him. It's just him and his moment.
We had two guys that would play, but they would play at like our functions at bars. Two other fraternity brothers with guitars that named themselves Two Jews with Guitars, and they would play. But they were the Dave Matthews guitar players. So that was the other version of guitar players, is people who only wanted to play Dave Matthews. So we dealt with that, and I do say we dealt with that because like for a bit I can handle it, and then I'm like I got to hear something other than Dave Matthews. Like, it's hard to have a tribute band. You have to assume everyone only wants to hear that artist and not hear that artist play that artist's music. I think it's hard to be in a successful tribute band. But I did pay to see a tribute band once, and I really, really enjoyed it. But I think it bent the rules because it was Badfish. I don't know if you've ever heard of Badfish. Badfish is a national touring band that is a Sublime tribute band. Well, Sublime existed for like 7 years, or not even. No, Sublime listed when Bradley Nowell was alive. Sublime existed for like 5 years. Badfish has been around for 25 years now. So like,
they're more. That was the only way.
There was no option to see Sublime live because Bradley Nowell died when they were peak. So this group jumped in and kind of was like, hey, do you want to go to live shows and listen to Sublime for 3 hours and be stoned off your face? Good news, friends. We'll take the reins on that. So Badfish, if anyone likes Sublime and you see that Badfish is playing a show, I highly suggest going because they sound perfect. I mean, they've been honing the craft for that long. So that's the one tribute band that I've actually paid to see, and I'm absolutely okay with doing that.
I don't think I've ever seen one. There's obviously like a bunch of like Metallica ones, probably too many. Like there's probably like a dozen touring Metallica tribute bands. It's such a bizarre thing, like especially since Metallica still tours. Like I guess if you stuck around in your town, that's one thing, but some of these guys are like, they literally, I mean, I guess that's part of the tribute band, right? You got to like dress up, like look exactly the part, get the exact guitars, do everything the same way. And I'm like, at what point does that like turn into like, who am I? What am I doing? I don't even know who, or do you just lean into it? Do you think that you're James Hetfield? Like, yeah.
So let me ask you this. Have you ever enjoyed the sweet dual tribute band of Beatallica?
I think I've heard them. Yeah. And they do Beatles
blend,
songs, but like Metallica, or the other way
but
around?
they blend. Okay. It's usually lyrics of like Beatles songs, but to the tunes of Metallica songs. So they blend them. Some are Hey Dude, I Wanna Choke Your Band, The Thing That Should Not Let It Be, Blackened the USSR, Sergeant Hetfield's Motor Breath Pub Band, and Justice for All My Loving. So yeah, it's actually really clever. And how you get four guys in a room that decide that that's what their lives are going to be is a dual.
I'm going to pick. Which one do you think? I'm going to pick one.
Oh boy. I would say, frick.
Oh, they
I
got
don't know
live.
what the best one would be. What do you have the options?
I mean, Black into the USSR would be good. I don't know.
Sure.
So let's give it a go. Um, like I didn't even know it was going to start out with the riff.
It's
Let me share.
just gotta jump right in.
Also, major upgrade in my life that I
What'd you upgrade? I'm not hearing you.
Back does. It's got "Hey Jude" to start out as the beginning. All right, we'll fast forward.
Oh, the way the paper bag was on my day. Couldn't even hit the light from back in the USSR. Kurt took me out of the war. Back to USSR. Burn away the fucking law.
That's so funny because it's like he definitely he's got like the trying to sound like James Hetfield voice, but it's good
yeah.
because like, yeah. Like, what a great idea!
Like they'll dress as like the Sergeant
It's like-
Pepper. They'll dress as like the Sergeant Pepper's Club Band garb and stuff at concerts, but they're all dudes with like long hair, like metalheads. Yeah, it's a very cool novelty. I enjoy it. I don't even remember how I first heard them, but there's always a room for that stuff. Niche enough. Music wise, you can kind of pull off whatever you want, and someone's gonna grab onto it.
I had a thought. I noted it down because I was thinking about Linkin Park the other day, as I do once every 4 to
Sure.
5 months.
all
R.I.P.
do.
Chester. But I remember having out of nowhere. I remember having a conversation in the LRC, the Learning Resource Center at Auburn High School one day. I think we were like I had like 8th period or 9th period. This is a great way to end the day, like study hall, and I would always like get the pass to go to the library, and then or a lot of times, and I think it sat in like those soft chairs. I remember a fella named Matt G. I don't know if you know who I'm talking about. I won't completely
Matt G in our grade that we roomed with on the school trip.
Yes, probably. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
But we were talking, and I don't even know. Were you there? There was a few other people there. We were having
Probably
a
not.
conversation, a combination. It was like this is the most 2000 conversation I think I ever had because it was about
Okay.
how it was lame that the Lakers are repeating and Shaq is unstoppable, and it's like it's not fair that that's the thing, and he's just huge and he doesn't even play and he can't even shoot, and why does he keep to win titles? And also then went into like, did you hear Hybrid Theory yet? And then we just talked about the Hybrid Theory album for like it was like,
Wow.
so I think the One Step Closer song had just come out, and this is a time. This is like a perfect summation of our existence because we're talking about Linkin Park, who's still a known quantity, and like their new record. And behind me to the left was a series of like 3 microfiche machines, which, if you don't know, was a
Right.
way to look at newspapers, old newspapers, through light and screen. And now those don't exist anymore because it's all digitized. And you just get it on the internet. But we used to do research papers by looking up a copy of the New York Times or the Post Standard. Did you ever reference the Post Standard on a paper? Because you didn't know what
I
else
hope
to
I
do
didn't.
at high school. I think I remember doing
Well,
that, something like that.
I wonder if I ever no shooting your shot would be referencing the Citizen, the Auburn newspaper. That'd be really risky. That'd be really risky.
Yeah, just pulling in some other newspaper's story. But yeah, so talking about that and then talking about Hybrid Theory. I just remember him being like, dude, the whole album's good. And I think I hadn't heard it. So then I think, because I was still iffy on like, is it too rap rocky in a way? Is it too Limp Bizkit-y
Whoa.
or too like whatever? And
I
it's
don't
like,
know,
or is it
Matt.
its own thing? Is it its own thing? You know? And I guess it ended up being its
Matt's
own
like,
thing.
can I listen to rap rock? Am I too what to listen to rap rock? I don't know.
But I was
I don't
like-
know, Matt. That sounds pretty crazy.
But I feel like that's like, and I thought about it in the scope of being caught in between generations kind of thing where, you know, just the scope of like, we also didn't really have true functional day-to-day internet until high school, maybe, but really college, like you got the T1 Ethernet line.
Not
Yeah.
Yeah, not I wouldn't call high school. Well, high school was the interesting balance because you used it in some sort of recreation and you used it for research, but it wasn't integrated into your daily life. It was a viable it was no more integrated into your daily life than like every day all day you don't just play on you don't play a video game and go to the library, but that's what those two things were combined into a computer, and that's about where a computer sat, you know. And then in college it also became a because you were online all the time because it wasn't dial up anymore, so you're online, so that the biggest value in college still was only the fact that without texting and stuff, you had AOL and AIM Instant Messenger. And so that was the way to connect with your friends without having to use a phone, dorm to dorm and stuff like that. Hey, do you want to go to lunch? That was probably the most important question. Or you'd put up an away message and says like, hey, gonna go to lunch at 1 p.m. Leave me a message here because I'm going to stop by my room, and before I go to Cooper, let me know if anyone wants to meet for lunch at 1. Like stuff like that. Like it was just, yeah. It was just straight contact system, which we were still functioning as a society with it.
It was also just just an illegal downloading machine for the most part. Just
And yes,
full
a music
days,
machine.
full days of LimeWire, Kazaa, Nat, whichever one got illegal, then the next one up. You know, next one up. Let's go. Here we go.
Yeah, remember when they
And
used
then,
to shut those things down, and you'd have to be
yeah.
like, "Oh man, did they? Is Kazaa down? Yeah, is BearShare down?" Dude, I remember using like Audio Galaxy after Napster.
Oh, yeah.
Which was
Yep.
it still ran through a website, but then it would pull up like a P2P thing. It wasn't quite yet Kazaa and BearShare and LimeWire style. You didn't have a running program. It was still off a website. That got shut down real quick.
No. Just not a care in the world. Just downloading anything you wanted to from other people's computers without checking
Fuck
it at all.
whatever. Yep.
I remember one guy. So then we had this like, I guess it would be like a version of an intranet, like a shared drive. I guess you'd call it a shared drive now, but all Colgate students had access to it. And of course, like the administration didn't know what was going on or why, like set it up. They
'Cause
probably
they
thought
didn't
it was
know
going to
how
be
it
used
worked.
for like,
Yeah.
And so clearly somebody put within one of the files like 7 gigs of porn. So everybody on
That's
campus knew it's like,
awesome.
because you don't have to go on the website anymore. You just click into this folder, go in. You just had like videos titled, blah, 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 just like, so you'd go in and just like go look. And then, but then Scandal rocked the world. In one of the years, Colgate had its very own sex video with some of the students had a little sex party and of course got videoed and somebody put it onto the folder. So that was like, talk about becoming very all of a sudden you see these like
really?
yeah we had a
That's
sex video scandal,
nuts.
like even like same era as like Paris Hilton, maybe even before, but it was like all of a sudden the word started spreading that there was like some party. It was like 4 people or 5 people, I don't
Was
remember
it
what
on
was.
campus?
Yeah it was in like some
Perfect.
dorm or something like that. But yeah, I mean, you thought it would have been detrimental at first, but I think like the girls became like the most famous girls on campus, but nobody was like, I don't know. I don't remember people were giving them shit. I don't think so. I think they were just like giving them props for being
Right.
sexual pioneers. But I mean, it's probably not a great thing. I don't think they had consent in posting it. So that part of it sucks.
Oh well, yeah. Then that's
Less funny than, you know,
okay.
it's a violation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, that might cause someone to transfer.
But in the moment, we didn't know any better. We were just all of a
what
sudden you
does
just heard
that
that
mean?
rumor.
In the moment, we didn't know any better.
Well, it was wild. Like there was, I guess it was part of the Wild West. I guess it still happens, and we all know better. But wasn't there a time that like just sex tapes were flooding the internet from everybody? Like, I guess didn't. Well, who was the Pam Anderson? That was the one, right? That was the big one.
Yeah, Pam and
Like
Tommy.
in the
one?
'90s, it was an actual tape, like a VHS
You got a
tape.
VHS copy of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know that
Yeah,
I
they
ever,
actually didn't-
I ever saw or knew someone who claimed to have a copy of that tape.
I remember hearing of it, like at hockey practice or something like that. Like somebody's dad got it, and I was like, "Wow, you must be the luckiest boy in the world. Get to see Tommy Lee's huge schlong."
Right.
Like, but There was that because there was the show, didn't Seth Rogen show where I mean it just got stolen from their place, right? Something like that when they were building a new house.
what?
It was like a Hulu show called Pam and Tommy or something like that came out last year or the year
Oh,
before. It's pretty good,
yeah.
little mini series show. Yeah,
Oh, is it good?
um,
Yeah, because
yeah, it was
Sebastian
pretty good.
Stan, I think, is Tommy Lee,
Yeah,
ain't he?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really good. And then that kind of opened the flow. Then the Paris Hilton one. It was probably like scores of others that happened. And the iPhone thing. That's why I try to take fewer pictures of my balls now. Less than I used to, just in case I get hacked.
I've dialed it back, is what he's saying.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
But then
And
it
if
also
they get
like
out, you just got to learn to monetize it. I say get ahead of the curve, man. I say
well, that's what I mean. That
release them and monetize it. Get ahead of the curve.
well, how much of it is intentional now? Like, there's definitely been some, like, Tila Tequila, hot example. You know, not really famous for anything except for being Tila Tequila, the 2000s, whatever, MTV. All of a sudden, she
what
had
show was she on?
like, is she just some dating show or something like that? I don't remember. She's
I don't
not.
remember how she got famous. She had
Yeah.
a dating show after she got famous.
Oh,
Which was
I
the
remember
first
how she
dating
got
show that
famous.
had,
Okay.
since she was bisexual, it was the first dating show where there was guys and girls competing for her.
Ooh. But then she had this sex tape leaked, and I was like, oh, leaked from Vivid Video, huh? Yeah, with professional quality. And then who is it? One of the teen moms had another one leaked, and I was like, I see what's going on here. This is like it became too self-aware.
Marketing. It's marketing, boss.
Yeah, it's like
Jizz, like cum shot.
wow, the sex industry's really turned around in our lifetime, and that's the hard part about being caught in between generations. I guess to get back to the where we
Okay.
started.
And
Yeah.
that's
So,
what's tough about being
in
caught
summary,
between generations.
yes, yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Mhm.
In summary, I guess I'll wrap it up with saying I have a live eBay store now for hockey trading cards.
Do
I've
you
invested
really
a lot.
already?
I've got 4 cards up. I'm gonna put some more up today. I don't know. I'm not trying to like make money or supplement
Do you
income. I'm just
have
trying to
buy
supplement
it
my
now
hobby.
options?
I do. Yeah. Actually, 3 of
Okay,
them are
I
buy
don't
it now.
want to
One
know
of
the
them's an auction.
cards. I don't want to know buy it now. I don't want to know the cards. But what are the prices of these buy it nows?
Right now, I have one for $39, for
Okay.
$14.99, and for $9.99.
Okay.
And then my auction one, I started at 99 cents
Can you?
with a buy it
Are-
now of $4.99.
So let me ask you something. You can obviously post any card you want for sale, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you feel about this? Taking one of your useless cards, worthless, absolutely worthless, even hopefully something silly, because I assume there's some cards that you get that are
Yeah.
completely like weird additions that are never going to be made to be worth anything. I want you to post that for sale. I want you to put $1,000 price tag on it. But I'm assuming you can write a description.
Like an NFT thing, make it? Like, it just, why is
So,
it this
like,
much? Or what are you saying?
I want you to make up this lore behind why it costs $1,000. And I want the description to be so
shit.
absurdly lengthy. And now you don't have to affirm anything because you're going to be like, legend has it or something like that. So like you can make up lies, but you're not
Yeah, I
claiming
guess
them
that's
to be truths.
I don't know
Like,
what the
'cause I'm sure
liability is
that's
about.
correct. That would be the liability. But like, or you can.
I
do
could
the
say I
other
bought
thing,
it
which
from
is
a
not have
guy
to
who
worry about
said
lying.
this.
Yeah, or you can do the other way and just
I don't know if it's true.
Just
This
be
is just a
totally
story.
Just be totally subjective. This card's super sweet. Like, guys, look at the way that this does this, and like, look at the font, dude. That's sick. Like, just make that the description. Be like, dude, you know that this is gonna make you jump higher, skate faster, and hit harder. Like, this thing inspires. I have felt so powerful since I've owned this card, but I have 2, so I'm looking to share the wealth with someone and just like make a complete nonsensical posting for it. because I want
Could,
sellers to
like-
contact you and be like, "What are you talking about?" And be like, "Dude, no, it's you. You don't even understand."
Like, here's a guy. I've never even heard of this guy. His name's Tyson Forrester
Perfect.
of the Philadelphia Flyers. Tyson, legend has it, holds 3 state fishing records.
Mm-hmm.
Legend has
No,
it.
yeah.
This
Legend
card-
has it he won a
this
pie
card-
eating contest at the age of 14, and everyone else in the contest was in their 20s. Like something that's completely silly and irrelevant.
And then he lost his first competition to a young up-and-coming American in the pie eating contest, a legend of the hot dog
pie
eating
eating
world.
contest.
But his first pie eating competition, Joey Chestnut defeated him. After that, Joey Chestnut picked up the hockey card hobby and pulled one Tyson Forrester, who he defeated for the first time. And he sold this to this guy, and then he sold it to me. I traded him for a pack of Magic Beans, but it's worth $999. Or I mean, that's the spirit of it, right?
Yeah.
Probably will have to make up another story.
PSA refuses to grade it, but you don't have to get their word. You got my story with it.
Yeah, it's maybe he got in the middle of the Kendrick Lamar Drake battle.
There
He's
you
a
go.
hockey player, so he grew up loving the Leafs and supporting Drake, but now he's an American who lives in Philly and loves the Barcade there, and supports Kendrick. I don't know. We'll come
You
up
can
with
go
something.
anywhere with it.
I gotta look into the legalities of that. But I will be putting out more cards today. My goal this week is to sell 5 cards.
Okay.
I don't know if that's
a
a
good
lot.
goal.
If it's not, yeah, we'll see. I just want to sell 1 to start. I feel like I'm gonna get energized from that. That's gonna be my new hobby. Now, the fun part was like opening and ripping the packs, which it still is, but then the part of selling is just gonna feel just as good. You know, and will I ever recover my monies? Probably not. But I'm just supplementing my hobby. That's all. If you can do something, any hobby, and you get a little bit of money back from it, that feels like a win to me. And that's
Sure.
what I tell myself. But yeah, I got like a little stand, a little card stand, and taking some pictures. And I got people watching. They're watching the auctions right now. Or
I like that.
actually, I don't understand. Some people watch the buy it nows that are only buy it nows, and like, why do you watch it? I guess you're gonna come back to it later. I don't understand how that works. Still learning about the market, so let me know, you guys.
Still
Let me
learning
know in the
about it. So
comments.
sound off in the comments,
Yeah.
eBay purchasers.
Yeah, I know it's
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Dollar, dollar.
'cause I did learn, like, I got packaging equipment, all that stuff, and how to like sell even like a cheap card for like $1 or $2, and how to still make money on it. I'm getting rid of a lot of them. All the regular cards, get out of my life, get out of my face. I don't need you. Just the ones I like. That's all we're doing. We're collecting cards that I want, and we're gonna get rid of the rest of them. We're liquidating. That's what we need to do. Speaking of liquidating, I'm about to lose that game
Yeah.
I started at the beginning of this
I
program.
started playing.
But-
I started playing about 10 minutes ago, so
All right.
I need to
All right.
tag out.
Bye, everybody.
Have a great day.